Let's get it. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, settle down. Let me do this. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name of God, got the God game, and welcome back to the channel. The second channel. I draw you in the thumbnail. Y'all see the title, and today we got something new, and this is the Bronx burning RICO for the drill. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. It popped up on my thing. I want to check it out. Anyway, how y'all day been? Y'all been doing good? I've been doing so you already know. Link up in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe for doing, man. I'm a slogan. I'm the greatest and the worst. I am, guys. I know they gotta be like some New York, Bronx, drill route. I don't really pay attention to them because they don't speak nothing to me.
And I had no idea what drill rapping was, but I called my son. He sent me some videos, and it is. I
don't really take them as like real rappers anyway. I mean, they just rapping. I don't consider them like real rappers, bro. They just doing it.
Alarming.
At one time, the Bronx was a thriving community. That started to change.
We y'all niggas at, bro? We y'all Lori Law niggas at. Y'all niggas pissing on my son, Goon Ward. Y'all niggas is fucking.
You did somebody who died. His name was Rara.
Yeah. Before he died, 2 days before he died, he said, "I'm gonna kill you when I see you." Look how that worked.
These individuals want to get credit for the harm that they're doing.
The gangs are accused of operating out of public housing and often stalk their enemies in broad daylight.
Why y'all running out of Dolly? Why you running? Why y'all running?
We are allowing music, displaying of guns, violence.
They trying to be like Chicago. They really trying to be like Chicago. Yeah, they trying to be like Chicago, bro.
Allowing it.
I mean, eventually people gonna like get out of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, cause me, I used to love Chicago, listen to Chicago drill music, bro. Like that junk was him back then when I was young, bro. That junk was him. Cheeky? I listen to every Cheeky. But then, like I said, pretty soon, like the audience, they gonna get older and get out of it. So, like I said, they're just enjoying it while they can. But like I said, they ain't gonna get nowhere. What farther?
To stay on these sites.
Alright, what is up, everybody? We gonna talk about New York drill. Probably one of the
New York drill
wildest scenes in rap, period. 7 years ago, there was a huge explosion with Brooklyn drill. Then the feds started doing gang sweeps, taking everybody down one by one. It got so crazy, you got shootings happening in Times Square involving established rappers.
This week's gunfire in Times Square, police have made an arrest. 20-year-old Kumina Elijah of Brooklyn.
Bro, I don't know now one of these New York rappers, bro. All I said is like, want to be like some Chicago people, really.
Since 2017, the NYPD has used facial recognition technology, or FRT, in 22,000 cases. Because there's so many cameras in New York, the internet gets their hands on the footage of their favorite rappers involved in shootouts and moving traffic, stabbings, beatings near delis. I mean, some of the songs that were going viral. Every other line was someone smoking on someone's dead ops. Crews of
that part get me, and they self-snitching on themselves, man. Like, bro, y'all can't be serious, bro. You can't be serious, self-snitching on yourself.
Boast about those same crimes and put them in music videos. Like,
exactly, like you self-snitching on yourself, bro. Like, come on, what are you doing, bro? You self-snitching on yourself. I understand some people ain't really about it. They just talk about it. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. But yeah, you self-snitching on yourself, bro, man. Bro, just stop it. Just stop it. You're not fit to be a rapper. Or a drill rapper or whatever, I don't know.
They were Easter eggs. You had the city's mayor, Eric Adams, coming out in a press conference wanting to ban drill music, even expanding and investing into different departments that tracks everybody's pages online.
Much of that work is done here at the NYPD's Real-Time Crime Center.
They're bragging about what they're doing. Social media has proven to be an invaluable tool.
A few years ago, the Bronx.
I swear, man, Fed, they just be listening and looking at them.
Took over.
Like idiots.
Maybe one of the sickest boroughs in the city.
The society in the Bronx is horrible.
Rappers from the Bronx to stop using the music to encourage shootings.
I remember.
But I understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand they want to use art and just like, this is what they know, but dang, they can at least turn it into like some positive stuff. I mean, now that they got all the eyes on them, man, they need to start talking about like some positive stuff, like trying to make it out or something. I don't know, instead of they keep talking about how many bodies or whatever they got. I wish they can do it like that, but you know, I don't know, man. They young. Like I said, they young. They'll eventually they're gonna get over it.
Remember in the 90s, kids were throwing fridges off the roofs of the River Park Tower projects in the Bronx. And now the kids from RPT are getting indicted by the dozens on federal racketeering and gang conspiracy charges.
Niggas don't care about me, my heart, like, my only been like 3 months, like, niggas really forgot about me already, like.
With the government trying to pin them for everything from murder all the way to animal cruelty. Talking about one of the most infamous drill voices in the scene, D-Thang, who was talking shit to a pigeon on an Instagram live stream with his boys, then shooting it dead for 100 viewers.
Your little mate's right here. Dawg, wait. We about to drill him. You gonna pick him up? I can't look.
See everything in New York.
Did they just shot a pigeon, bro? Wait a minute. Niggas are crazy.
New York was getting done for.
I mean, they only doing it for the, like, so they only doing it for social media. They only doing it for the views. That's all they doing, man. Like, bro, they gonna push that limit. But like I said, I don't take them serious though, as like rappers or whatever. They doing this ignorant stuff.
Clout, followers, and numbers.
It's all about the views, man. They let that shit got to their head, bro.
Shooting spiking from 200 all the way to 500 last year. It's all young kids, aged 13 and 15, maneuvering the back alleys and the looping hills in the Bronx, using scooters to carry out hits in broad day.
This gang conducted wolf pack-like searches throughout the investigation.
Now, we're getting into all this, but first, check out my song of the day. This is my guy Millie's. Let's go.
I'm trying to send someone to urgent before they make me a patient. With the stroller in a hospital hallway pacing. Put it on my mama, I was young, broad day, my shit blazing. That out of towners when I close when I'm aiming. My only mission was to stay alive, I'm trying to make a killing. The bitches left me, I was broke, I had to get about my feelings. I try to tell my youngest not to slide, but they too busy drilling. And I've been trying to ease my pain, I'm popping perks like penicillin.
Alright, we're going to the Bronx to understand this story. Get ready to see wild shit. I mean, you got gangs dressing as Squid Games for Halloween, and it's not to go.
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I want to dress up like one of them little Squid Games for Halloween, bro. I ain't gonna hold that. Joke was hard, bro.
Trick or treating. For the last 2 summers, Bronx drill was everywhere. On TikTok, radio stations. You got 3 to 4 sets of different cousins.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. It's the drill. I don't know. To me, it's the beat, bro. I can't vibe with that beat, man. Like, I feel like it's just off, but I understand it's different and unique though. But man, it just, I don't know, man. It just ain't it for me. I can't vibe it because of the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just off. I don't know, but I understand. Like, it's their thing. It's their thing, I guess.
Blood related, all established rappers beefing with each other because of block politics.
That's my cousin.
No, both of them are your cousins. Everybody's like, wait, hold up, they cousins, they're going at it, but he's cousins.
Can't wait to see Auntie now. Huh.
Because y'all all family, technically, could you ever see all of y'all reconciling?
Nah, I don't think so.
Wow.
Wait, so all these boys are family, they cousins, they beefing with one another? Boy, stop, man. Oh. Young, they young, bro. They young. I feel like they young, bro.
The music in the Bronx is super high energy, sometimes too high. Like these kids got ADD or something. The Bronx has the biggest dropout rate in all of New York.
Oh my God, it's levels. Dropout rate. Was ranked number 1. God dog.
And it's becoming a problem. You got kids going to school in rival territories with different campuses getting metal detectors in them to squash gang shootings.
Jelly! OIK, you heard?
This, of course, is the rapper Shaik, with 100 million views on YouTube in 2 years of rapping, coming out of the Cortlandt projects in the South Bronx, aka home of extortion. In 2009, the Cortlandt homes was subject to a police sweeping called Operation Bad Apple, which took down 52 people for racketeering and gang conspiracy. The NYPD even went on to build a police building right across the street from the projects called PSA 7, even though a precinct and a Bronx borough court are literally a few blocks away. Cortlandt's home to popular rappers like B-Love and Shaik. Shah, who's known for having a deep-ass voice that doesn't really match his face, went to the rival school in Mott Haven campus, just 9 minutes away from his hood, where he would bug out towards any kid that repped the rival gang, the YGs. He was making posts talking about YG killer, even hopping on Instagram lives at 12 years old saying directly to a YG kid named Wu Lottie that he was gonna spare him.
What's up, dear Wu Lottie? Huh? Yo, he said what's up, dear?
I said, man, this crazy, bro. Like, bro, man. Oh my God, I don't know, but I'm glad I ain't from New York. I'm glad I ain't in New York, bro.
I know. I'm not gonna jump you. I'm gonna jump Nooks.
5 years later, Wu Lottie would get murdered. See, the Young Gunners, or the YGs, is an infamous Bronx-made gang which started in 2003 in the Mahaven houses and the Patterson houses, just 10 minutes away from Cortland. Two detention centers in the Bronx, Horizons and Crossroads, are breeding grounds for gang recruitment, and the YGs were formed to combat the overwhelming numbers of Bloods in adult jails like Rikers Island. At one point, the YGs had dozens and dozens of different sets, all banging under its umbrella, with all sorts of different hoods spread out throughout the Bronx, forcing other blocks around them to create their own gangs in response to combat the YGs. You can even see this in the classic South.
It could be like self-defense, I don't know.
Bronx joint, Shot Caller from French Montana.
Bro, French Montana fell off, man. I mean, I ain't gonna say he fell off, but bro, I used to love listening to enjoy listening to his music, bro. Bro, I feel like, man, he don't even make music like that anymore. I mean, he still make music, but like his feature gotta carry it. So I'm like, bro, you come on, man. You gotta have features like features. People in your song, bro. You can't do a song whole by yourself. That made me kind of mad though. I ain't gonna hold you.
In the video, French is surrounded by YGs, and here you can see the leader, Drew Hef, who was killed a few years later at Club Tropicana, beaten on the head with the glass base of a hookah pipe, and when the glass shattered, his ops used a metal rod inside the hookah to continue pounding his head, leaving Drew Hef drenched in blood. He died in a coma a week later. The youngsters who oppose YGs often cite this event to antagonize them. YGs were notorious for violence themselves. Locals.
All they gotta do is just ignore the other people, man, and they'll be straight. Whoever just ignore the other gang, bro, and just ignore them. Keep doing y'all, try to do some positive or something. That's how I do. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Remember a horrific event that took place on April 16th of 2012 when a gang of YGs were drinking liquor on a hazy night, discussing who was the toughest in the crew. This crew of YGs made a 7-minute walk and stormed their rivals on Cortland Ave to see what they could catch. The Cortland buildings were empty, except for one kid. A 16-year-old named Noah Bala, aka Moses, was alone walking. Probably weighed about 90 pounds soaking wet. The YGs chased him, kicked him to the ground, and stomped him to death. Kids from the Cortland projects hold Noah's name in high regard. Be Love, whose hit song, If You Know You Know, got 16 million views when it was released 2 years ago. He actually confronted the brother of a YG's member that killed Noah outside in front of the Metro Court as this guy was waiting to be tried for a different murder of another Cortland youth named Yellow.
Come across the street. I came to court with it. Nah, last time you throw that up one more time. What the fuck you talking about? What you talking about, pussy? Come across the street.
The Bronx is so crazy. Dudes will get active in the courts, outside the courts, in front of police. They don't care.
I say they just trying to be like, I feel like they just trying to do the same thing Chicago doing, but I think Chicago way worse, bro. You know, Chicago way worse, bro.
Now, Noah's death is brought up in dozens of drill songs, all to disrespect him and the Cortland projects. Notorious
Dang, that messed up though, man.
YG rapper D-Thang out of the River Park Towers, a YG stronghold in the West Bronx, made the song Wedgie Man This, Wedgie Man That. In it, D-Thang has a cold-blooded line talking about the beating of Noah.
Just once I always like a fidget. Every catch I be going like that midget. So jelly fall back, I'ma clip on.
That song is riddled with disses. The title itself sounds funny. Wedgie Man This, Wedgie Man That. It's a direct shot at Sha EK, the rapper from Cortland, who was caught on camera getting a wedgie.
Drag him! Yo! Do you like my new song?
Wedgie Man This, Wedgie Man That.
Now D-Thang's home, RPT, the River Park Towers, alias the Death Towers, encompasses two 44-floor buildings and two 38-story buildings standing over the Harlem River. 8 years ago, the feds took down 20 of their top guys, wiping out the leaders, hiring security guards, and installing cameras to stop people from dealing drugs right outside. Then, the kids took over.
One way in, one way out. So this is my brother for life, forever.
They continue drug dealing, robbing.
Dang, now the kid doing it, bro. That shit crazy, man. That shit crazy, bro.
The feds were actually finding illegal weapons in the music videos, then tying them to shootings.
And then they crazy thing. Why would you put the? I was saying, like, you putting on camera. They don't even realize they self snitching on themselves, man. Like idiots. Stop it.
You got shot.
I love my people, man, but God, this ain't it.
Is that true?
Yeah, we know. Word of my mother, we know.
New York.
I mean, I ain't gonna say that self-snitch, but bro, come on, bro. That is, bro. Oh my God.
Because always had very strict gun laws. People wanted to know how these kids were getting their hands on weapons. Ghost guns. These untraceable firearms made from parts you could purchase online. It's been wrecking havoc in the city.
If you're a child, if you're a convicted felon, you can go online and purchase these parts, get the parts, construct a firearm.
Serial numbers, untraceable, no background check, nothing. That is a problem.
The whole of 2021 was crazy. As the feds were tuning into Instagram lives, you could see stuff like rapper D-Thang with his own.
I was saying they own it. No, I was saying the rapper right here, New York, is it Brooklyn? Whoever they is, rapper, they give they self snitching on their own self, man. They giving themselves out. Well, you know, the more the merrier, I guess.
Cousin K-Flock flashing out on each other for a live audience.
Yeah, Muddy, don't do that, Muddy. Don't do that, Muddy.
If I see Stunner, you know I'm a whack him. Fuck that. No, I'm a clash. Show my energy last time I saw you, Stunner.
K-Flock is literally D-Thang's blood cousin, coming from the famous Little Italy part of Central Bronx, near the 48th precinct. K-Flock's own mom pretended in an interview not even to know who D-Thang was.
Him and D-Thang are cousins.
I don't even know who that thing is. I'm the mom and I'm confirming it. That's nowhere near related to me at all.
His gang, DOA, or Dead on Arrival, is an allegiance of 5 blocks, all of which are surrounded by YGs and Drillies, a vicious gang of bloods that also oppose K-Flock and his gang DOA.
Come outside, Flocka, come play. Come play today. You always playing on the internet. I want you to come play today.
Now, because the fans knew K-Flock as a crash-out specialist who would film his gang endeavors all for social media, this resulted in all his music.
Yeah, over 200 view live.
Getting more and more views.
Let me tell y'all what he did, bro. This nigga gonna call me to a mansion party full of hot. Ask KK.
Yo, I was there.
We was in there, but who was there?
That's what I'm saying. Locker in there. Wait a room, no.
Now, this would make his rivals upset and jealous. K-Flock would bring them into Instagram lives just to argue with them.
Bro, y'all over scariness. I was following y'all. You never did nothing to me though. Really though. Really never did nothing to me.
Bro, this is crazy, man. They just don't know the fans just listening to them. And they just doing it for their views. Like I said, they only doing it for the young people. Like, bro, man. Bro, they need help, bro.
That kid he was talking shit to is Rajiz, a YG member from the 800 block, literally a 15-minute walk away from K-Flock's hood. Now, just 2 weeks after they had that argument on live, this YG kid Rajiz would preview a track called Real Facts, where he was going after K-Flock.
Hey yo, kicking out less with the facts. Anytime that they try to backs, he blew you again, you ain't smoking on Matt.
While this was going on, the feds were catching these same YG kids on surveillance cameras, carjacking Toyota Camrys, Mercedes Benzes, even robbing someone at gunpoint. A month later, on July 11th, those same YG goons were hunting in DOA territory, K-Flock's neighborhood. They only had to drive 6 minutes before stumbling upon a 13-year-old kid named J-Rip, who looked up to K-Flock with huge admiration. One kid hopped out of a black Honda Accord that had 3 orange racing stripes on its hood. The kid aimed his pistol, unloading into J-Rip, who stumbled into this cafe, Angels, bled out, and died in front of customers. The same cafe, Angels, where K-Flock and Shaike were hanging out on a live stream a few months ago, right across the street from K-Flock's apartment.
Word to the God. Don't slide. Don't try to go like doing some stupid shit.
Word of J-Rip's murder got out quickly that day. The kid Rajiz, who was on live with Flock a few months prior, was now on social media mocking J-Rip's death. 7 hours later, Jay's friends went off to retaliate. They found Rajiz in a private Uber on the phone. 2 shooters on a scooter pulled up next to him, opened fire through the window, hitting him in the head and torso, killing Ra instantly. And all this happened in Mount Hope, a mile out from J-Rip's murder scene earlier that day. Ra's family learned about his death from a friend who was on the phone with him at the moment he was killed. Revenge does not heal losing loved ones, but Flock's fame was exponentially growing. he got an offer for his very first show, upstate in Poughkeepsie, 2 hours out of New York City, where locals targeted him right away. 5 people were found shot, 1 stabbed, right outside the club Revel 32, as security at the venue scrambled, turning his tour bus into a makeshift ambulance, transporting victims to the hospital. The tour bus got shot up as well, because the people that were doing the shooting thought the K-Flock was inside it.
Most of these victims were occupants of a private bus that had been identified as being in multiple locations here in the city of Poughkeepsie.
But he managed to escape unharmed. The next day, K-Flock would pop out at Rolling Loud, New York for a surprise performance.
With the surprise performance, the next stars in New York, K-Flock and B-Love.
But he got into a brawl with another Bronx artist as their entourages clashed, thus banning Flock from the festival for life. But all this beefing just boosted his profile. That same night, he would drop the song Being Honest.
What?
All this beefing just boosted his profile.
Billboard R&B Hip Hop Rookie of the Month. You know? Like I said, it's just the young audience, bro. I don't know who. I never heard the music though, but you know.
That same night, he would drop the song Being Honest with G Herbo, which now has
I rock with G Herbo though, I ain't gonna hold you.
25 million views on YouTube. It was like K-Flock was on top of the world, but he was still doing drills. 6 days later, he was in a rental car with his boys, driving to his cousin D-Thang's building, the River Park Towers, spotting an op, shooting them on the Roberto Clemente Bridge. You'd think it would stop there, but no. The next week, undercovers pull K-Flock over in Yonkers, finding a gun in his sock, which if you know New York laws, carries a 3 to 5 year sentence. The very next day, he was bragging about buying a new gun. You're thinking this might stop, and it will. Getting close to Christmas, on December 16th, 2021, K-Flock walked past a barbershop in Harlem, early in the morning. Had a standoff with this man, pulled a pistol out, and shot him dead. The rapper in the city with the most buzz, caught on surveillance video, wearing designer clothing from head to toe, shooting a rival. And the shoes he's wearing in surveillance video that day are the same unreleased Jordans he was showing off for social media just a few days before. The craziest part is the guy Flock's booked for killing comes from a set in Harlem that have the same enemies that K-Flock has. Geographically, they have the same rivals. They both beef with YGs and Drillies. Flock began beefing with this set in Harlem called the OIs because one of their rappers, E-Dot Baby, was seen at a party smoking on Instagram Live with some YGs.
Yo, this shit, why do this shit got 300 views?
So Flock turned on them, gathered his posse, and made one of the coldest Bronx drill songs yet, called Brotherly Love. Riddled with disses towards this Harlem set, the OIs.
I catch the funny gon' knock off his whole head. Niggas talking fuck he wanna do. Oh, he chill with them op niggas. Whatever they throw up, I'm dropping it too.
Shy EK, the rapper from Cortland, would side with E-Dot Baby, so in turn, he would start beefing with Flock, and Flock would start beefing with him. Both of them releasing diss tracks, with Flock saying he was smoking on Shy EK's dead father.
Free Flock. All y'all niggas music's doing bad now. Y'all need him, but free him, cause you know what we gonna do.
Overall, they pretty much doing all this for IG, for pretty much they doing it for clout and for IGs and stuff, man. That's crazy.
Will be the 5th dead DOA member.
Interestingly, just minutes before Flock pulled the trigger at that barbershop, killing the man, he had logged onto FaceTime to talk directly to his rivals, brandishing his gun. And he was filming at the exact same stoops where E-Dot Baby, the rapper from Harlem, had filmed a music video 1 year prior called Ready for War. Slowly, one by one, the Bronx was following the Brooklyn scene, with all their rappers getting wiped out by police indictments. 5 months later, the Drillies would get taken down in a massive RICO case, booking 20 people for murder, conspiracy, racketeering, and gang activity. Not even a month later, D-Thang, along with 22 of his guys from RPT, would get swept up as well. Then if you thought the scene wasn't toxic enough, 6 months later, the young rapper from Harlem, E-Dot Baby, would commit suicide, which has fans still wondering to this day why that happened. Fast forward to this year, February 2023, and K-Flock, who was already sitting in prison for murder, would be one of 7 DOA members named in a federal indictment spanning from 2017 all the way to 2023. This is the New York drill scene in a nutshell. Every few years, a scene pops off from one of the boroughs, rappers make a huge wave, and then it all comes crashing down. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man, these boys need to be careful, bro. Like, yo, man, pretty much all for clout and views, and it ain't even worth it, man. But yeah, I already know. Link about our description below.